We begin with that breaking news. Those coronavirus evacuation flights landing at 2 Air Force bases here in the U.S. this morning, carrying hundreds of Americans who were quarantined on that Diamond Princess cruise ship in Japan. And we know at least 14 people who flew on those planes are battling coronavirus.
All those passengers face an additional 2-week quarantine amid growing fears about the virus spreading across the globe. So far, there have been more than 71,000 cases and 1,700 deaths. And Marcus Moore is at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas, where one of those flights just landed. Good morning, Marcus.
Robin, good morning. It is the latest development in the response to this fast-moving outbreak. That jet landing here in San Antonio this morning, and those evacuated Americans will now stay in special isolation facilities here on base. 300 passengers from the Diamond Princess cruise ship back on U.S. soil this morning, arriving at military Air Force bases in both California and Texas overnight, including 14 passengers who have tested positive for the coronavirus. Those passengers confined to a specialized, isolated containment area on the aircraft. Mark Jorgensen was on that flight. His wife Jerry has the coronavirus and is still in Japan. This is what it looked like when passengers first boarded. Flight crew members in full hazmat suits giving a pre-flight safety announcement. Meanwhile, passengers who stayed on the Diamond Princess are now slated to face another 2 weeks of quarantine. American Matthew Smith says that's fine with him.
We were confident in the quarantine that the Japanese officials have established and are following through on. We were upset that the U.S. plans involve breaking this quarantine.
At least 454 cases of coronavirus have been diagnosed on board, the largest confined cluster outside mainland China. This as fears mount over a new coronavirus on another cruise ship in Cambodia.
Bye-bye, take care.
Over the weekend, an 83-year-old American passenger of the luxury cruise ship Westerdam was diagnosed with coronavirus just one day after more than 2,200 passengers and crew disembarked from the ship. Unlike the Diamond Princess, many of the passengers on the Westerdam have already traveled on to destinations worldwide. And for the Americans who have arrived back here in the U.S., by the time they are done with their isolation, they will have been in quarantine for about a month. This as health officials try to prevent a global pandemic. Robin.
Okay, Marcus, we're going to bring in ABC News Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Jennifer Ashton. Let's start with the cruise ship in Cambodia. That one passenger getting off testing positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah, you know, Robin, I think it's important here not to get bogged down in one number one, when we're talking about millions and millions of people and cases and risk here. This might be the tip of the iceberg phenomenon. We really need to know how many people are exposed, how many people are infected, and how many people are sick. And if the number sick, in this case, one, remember, tip of the iceberg. So again, this is just an evolving situation.
And can you just put it in perspective for us here? Because, you know, people wake up to this headline every morning and there's concern.
Yeah, well, and in particular, we're seeing something play out here that doesn't make sense to a lot of lay people, why we're bringing people with known infection into the U.S. That's a judgment call about risk versus benefit, risk of staying on that ship versus benefits of being here in the U.S., where we know how to isolate and contact trace. And again, that is the key to controlling this outbreak here.
All right, Jen, thanks so much. Michael.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.